going to start off by saying, "No praises be to Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Ba'ashah Shai, Ba'ashah Kadash." All right. Double honors to the apostle, that great millstone, and salute to you, brothers, teaching the word in sincerity and in truth, man.
Shalom.
And then we got a live here, so we're just gonna. Okay, that should be all right. So we're just gonna just go into the scriptures, man, and just break down. Well, just bring out some current events. Really, it's an open forum, so we're gonna see what the Spirit brings out as we're in these end days. But what we can talk on right now, there's a lot of crazy stuff happening worldwide, and in, in America, geopolitics and that, stuff going on with Trump and things all over the globe. And then you've even got stuff happening over here in the UK, yeah, and you've got like a whole division going on in the UK right now. The Lord, that division spirit. There's scriptures on division, but you've got division going on right now. So people are on edge, people are tense, and it's gonna get worse. There's a lot of tense energy going on where two people are gonna be actually attacking each other and fed up with government. Like, you can see that right now, and that's all set up for people to be fed up with their government. Yeah. We can read 2nd Ezra 15.
Yes, Spirit.
That's what you got. Well, let's just read that. Let's just read that.
Start from the top.
Mm-hmm.
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse 1. And it reads, "Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper."
Yeah, the words of the prophecy that we're speaking is written on paper. They're in the book. The words are in the scriptures, man. Yeah, that's why the Bible is the truth. People know that deep down. Even the scoffers really know that deep down. You know what I'm saying? Because when things are getting broken down and brought out with the word, sometimes people say, "Oh, I can't stop reading that. Can I hear it just from you? I don't want it," because it's powerful. It's affecting them. Go ahead.
Yep. "And cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true."
Cause them to be written in paper, because they're faithful and true, man. And that's pretty much what it is. The words are faithful and true. Words of prophecy is faithful and true. So everything that's written is taking place, man. World War III, the nuclear missiles, the outbreaks, the pandemics, and there's all talks about some events gonna happen in the UK. That's another thing. A brother had sent me some information. I just see it. And it was about how the UK are preparing people right now for some kind of like mass, like some crazy events, and it could be any event. It could be fucking terrorist attacks. Could be disease outbreaks. It could be mass chaos. There was a whole bunch of things that were mentioned that are on the cards. False flags. All this stuff. And over the years, we've seen all of it. We've seen false flags. We've seen pandemics. It's crazy.
Yep. They were talking about they're actually building tents, fatality tents they're calling them. In the UK, that's happening. It's even on the government website. You can look it up. Fatality tents. So they're actually preparing for a major kind of extinction event happening in the UK where there's going to be mass death happening. They're actually preparing for that. It's there on the government website. They've invested money into this. They're building it. So why would they be doing that? What are they anticipating? What are they planning, to actually pull off, around this time? We're in a very serious time, man.
And that's why this fucking chaos is going on between this. I'm a Britain supporter, and they're painting flags all over the place.
Yeah.
They're painting flags on the fucking roundabouts. They're painting flags. They're putting flags up. All this is internal. This is chaos from the government, state of emergency. Yeah, because the more chaos they get, when things really start, people getting killed by the masses, then you're already in that mindset. You're already confused.
Right.
Then the chaos, it's easier for them to sweep under the rug and do their shit.
Yeah.
So that's why they got everybody just at each other's throats right now with hate and anger and rage. So when the death comes now, it's gonna be like, they can just sweep under the rug and bring all that death, and you won't even know where it came from because you're confused with this fucking shit.
Yeah. I got a precept.
Right.
This is Ezekiel chapter 21 and verse 9. Son of man, prophesy and say, thus saith the Lord, say a sword is sharpened and also furbished. It is sharpened to make a sore slaughter, it is furbished that it may glitter. Should we then make mirth? It contempteth the rod of my son as every tree.
Shall we then make mirth? You know. So are we in the time of mirth? Hell no. The brother just mentioned how they got fucking basically death coffins, right? They've got fucking concentration camps, and they've got death coffins on paper for you niggas, and all you motherfuckers, for you spooks, crackers, spicks, gooks, anything, right? This is real. They keep talking in the UK about food shortages as well. So they're planning to starve a lot of y'all to fucking death. Okay. That's why they got the movies set in England. And guess what? We're just talking about England because we're here. Alright. If I was in Italy, I'd be focusing on Italy. You know, but anywhere we're at anyway, we focus on America. Alright. That's just what we do. But over in England, there's shit going on. And you know what? England and America work together, man. Obviously, they have beefs and that. They have little skip because America's more stout than if America basically is in their head and tell everyone what to do. You know, but you got things going on out here. So let's check. So what was I gonna say? So you had the food shortage thing, where they're basically saying, look, man, and since that cyber attack on Co-op, the fucking stock has not been the same.
Yeah.
It's not been the same. The stock has not been the same. Where's the stock at, man? Things are, you know what I'm saying? Oh, and this is what I was gonna say. They've made these films, yeah. So they got 28 weeks later, 28 days later. All these films are set in England. And there was just advertising one, I think this year. And they had it on the buses. I think it was 28. They made a new one, a new 28 days later. And they had it in. It's basically a biological attack that takes place in England. That's what the movie's about. That's what that franchise is about. They keep fucking pushing that out there. Okay. Let's read.
Back in 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse 3. Now it says, fear not the imaginations against thee, let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee.
Yeah, anybody's just against talking shit at this point in time, bro. We don't give a fuck what the fuck you've got to say, man. We ain't thinking about you individuals that are scoffers. We've been dealing with scoffers for years. You're insignificant, man. Basically, you got a job to do yourself. You don't even know that you're part of this. You've got a job. But it's just like in the days of Noah. I ain't gonna happen. I can't be that. Use it. All right, keep saying that, because when them ships do start, when you really see them ships, and they start zapping shit like Waterworld,
yeah.
But you're gonna be zapped. You ain't gonna have anything to say. There's no one you can run to and go, "Wow, I really thought this." But you're gonna be zapped. That's all we're saying. That's part of what we're saying. All right, so that's some real shit. So that's what it was in the days of Noah. The mock, the scoff, and then the flood came. So it shall be in the days of the Son of Man. Same thing. You're talking all this. So because we see You see UFOs all over the place. They ain't just flying around. They're gonna come down and actually start zapping people. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're actually gonna come down and start fucking zapping motherfuckers.
Yeah. It's not always going to be a thing where you see them from afar. There's going to come a time, you know, these chariots are going to be up close and personal, man. And they're actually, like the elder said, they're going to be zapping people. They're going to be dehydrating people, turning you into dust, melting you. You know, like it says in Jeremiah, behold, I shall melt them.
Ooh.
You know, these things are actually going to happen. We're not going to be talking forever. There's going to actually come a time where all of these things that we're saying is going to become reality. Just like how you see in these prophecies become reality. Because the scriptures say we have a more sure word of prophecy, man. You know, and you're starting to see how these words are coming to pass. So you're going to start feeling the words of Yahweh Shemi Shai in your flesh, man. You know, it says in Isaiah 66:15 that the Lord is coming to plead with all flesh. You know, he's coming to actually slaughter people out here. So it's going to be a real heavy time that's about to manifest upon the earth in these last days, man. And we can't wait. We really can't wait, man. And it says, verse 4, for all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness.
Yeah, that's what we're going into. It's gonna be, well, you know, everything's changing. The new world order thing, right? Order of chaos. So they need chaos. So that's why everyone's complaining about it's been orchestrated to be just keep deteriorating in order for the new world order to come in. But that's why society's just at its all-time fucking worst.
Yeah.
Right. You know, and it's crazy, but it's gonna get worse, man. And they'll blame immigrants for no food being in the stores. Everyone's gonna have something to blame, and that's all they're using you people. Oh, it was the immigrants. All right, so if it was the immigrants, then the fact that the government's got measures already in place for these things, you're not even questioning that. You just want to attack the immigrants, then you're all fucked. You none of these are getting nowhere. What about what the government's bringing in off those things? Because you know what, you got fucking goyams, bro. Just gonna say it like that. All that you're hearing in England are the immigrants. Okay, cool, we get that, but you know what? It's deeper than that. It's deeper than the immigrants. They've got plans to start killing people in masses. They've got plans to start having no food in your local Asda's, Tesco's, and Sainsbury's, which is we're already starting to see it. People are noticing it. So like, wait there, man, I'm going to the shelf and there's nothing there. And all they'll say is, well, the immigrants are taking it. That's all they got to say.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? Everything now, whether you can't sleep in a house, or you can't have a house, you can't have a job, where the immigrants just took it. And that's how bad it's getting. Oh, you can't see the doctor, the immigrants just done it. So that's how they're using these tools. It's just a tool. The immigrant crisis is a tool of the Illuminati. It's a fucking tool that they're using to bring in their new world order, man. Straight out.
Quick precept.
Go ahead.
2 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 11. Lest Satan should get advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices.
Yeah, so you got to be aware of what actually is happening here. And then you got the geopolitics, Trump and all this, and the executive orders he's signing in, and all sorts of stuff, man. The hatred he's got for the Israelites because he's Nero and the reincarnation. There's a lot of things happening here, and that's why these measures are actually taking place. The plans of extermination, the Georgia Guidestones, they add up. They've actually removed the Georgia Guidestones, man. We would always talk about that. Now they're not even there anymore. You know what I'm saying? They ain't even there anymore. Those motherfuckers have been removed, man. So, but they've done that because they're actually in what they're doing. They got to take that away because they're actually doing what it says. You know what I'm saying? So now they got to act like what they're doing is not what that was about.
Yeah. And look at the timing of it as well. You know, that started with the the C19, 2019 into 2020, and all of a sudden, the Georgia Guidestones just got blown up and it's gone. So look at the correlation of the timing. That's by design that they took that out, man. Like the elder said, because they're actually actioning it out now. Because the self-fulfilling prophecy on the left-hand side. They show you what they're going to do before they do it, and then they action it out.
That's right.
Verse 5, behold, saith the Lord, I'll bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction.
The Lord's got us continually saying this. Just like the Lord had Noah continually saying it's going to rain, people are going to boil because people are going to drown out, they're going to die. It's not a fucking joke. This is some serious stuff. Y'all need to consider what we're saying, because we ain't just saying just some casual stuff or it's going to be someone's birthday or someone, you know what I mean, or some bullshit. No, we're talking about people are going to be dying by the masses.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When the lockdowns, it's a good reference. Even I think before that, motherfuckers were trying to get ambulances, but he was taking them. They weren't turning up.
Yeah.
There was people were like, old people were dying because ambulances weren't turning up, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Dying on the floor, curled up. That was happening.
It was happening, man, and you'd be like, look, man, it's taking them like ages to motherfucking turn up and shit, bro. Like 18 hours from the call, and it's an emergency. I'm choked out or I'm having a fit, and they get 18 hours. A lot of people dying from that. And brothers have got the exact, people died, y'all. It's crazy. We're in a new time. We're in the end times. That's why these things are happening.
Like we were saying earlier, it's the worst time for everything. Everything is just going downhill. The music is shit. The film industry is shutting down. They're talking about Hollywood is like a desert now. All these movie studios are shutting down. They can't afford to stay open. Social relations between people is messed up. The relationship between men and women is messed up. Political world is messed up. Immigration. You got all of these things happening at the same time. And that gives you an indication as to where we're at concerning the end of the world, man. It can't go on like this for much longer. It's got to be the end. The signs point to this being the end, and this being the downfall of Esau Edom's kingdom. That's what all of these things point to, man. Nothing else but that.
That's real talk.
So it says, behold, saith the Lord, I'll bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction, for wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth. And
the earth is like ultra wicked right now. Yeah,
ultra.
You can just feel it, bro, and you see it every day. You know what I mean? Like you go on the phone and it's crazy.
Yeah.
Just insanity, bro. Don't make no sense. You know what I'm saying? Like look at what just little Nas X high up in the streets. God, who knows what he was getting up to? Yeah. It's all come out on these celebrities of what they've been doing and who's been in control and what's been going on, Epstein's and pizza gates and all these kind of stuff.
Mm.
So the Lord's actually got, here it is, yeah. You can go and watch celebrities or listen to music, but the Lord's got it. That's how you know in the end, He's got it open to the public of what they actually do.
Yeah.
Before you didn't know that, but now He's got it open, so you're listening to it, and you're listening to that demon, and you know what. So pretty much, it's making a lot of people more wicked because they're like, "Fuck, I don't care what he does." They'll probably try and do it themselves, get a deal. Because people, that's how fucking morally low people are right now.
Yeah.
They don't give a fuck. That's the new thing, or they don't give a fuck.
And we always say that as well. It's like this whole new world order system, what the elites are trying to do is normalize wickedness, normalize, the most depraved and wicked behavior and make it just commercialized, man. And they've been doing that through films, they've been doing that through TV series, they've been doing that through these, lesser luminaries, these celebrities, just making it just normal. So they don't have to hide no more. They don't have to hide their rituals and the things they do behind closed doors. The BLOOD drinking, the SRA abuse, to what they do to children, eating people, all of these things that they do, they just want that to be out in the open. So it's not a shock factor no more. That's just normal. That's what we do. That's what these demons are doing. I got a scripture.
Yep.
Mark chapter 4 verse 22. For there is nothing hid which shall not be manifested, neither was anything kept secret, but that it should come abroad.
Yeah, everything comes out, and that's really the Lord exposing this. Yahweh, Yahweh Shai. Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, he's the reason why this is coming out, because He set them up anyway. They're talking about we're doing this and we want that. No, really, the Lord, because when you get exposed, then you're getting destroyed. That's how it's going to go down. To the Illuminati. This is to the Illuminati now. You guys think that you're going to expose it and normalize it, desensitize, and then get everybody in a new world order where that's just the normal. That's what you're getting down with. That's not what it is. The Lord's got it coming out. So first the word comes out, then you're destroyed after that because you've been exposed as the fucking warlock. Demon, witch, warlock. That was like the Wizard of Oz, the movie. And at the end, it was Wizard of Oz. And the end of the movie, it was a dude behind the curtain.
Yeah.
Right? And they used to say, "Well, after see the wizard." So this system is punched based off of warlocks. You know how deep that goes, man? You know what? You niggas are crammed in these cities, but you know who's controlling these cities? Creepy ass crackers that live in the countryside, warlocks. It's like that in the UK. The UK, right? Yeah. All these shires, these creepy countrysides. Who's in there? Elites. Banking families. Rothschilds is there. When you look at them, you can tell they're warlocks. Yeah. Straight out. Cambridges. Different families. And they're doing so much witchcraft that you can feel it in the air. You can feel it in the air that this country is creepy, and that's the Wizard of Oz. Behind the scenes, it was warlocks, and that's them hiding in the countryside. Where you crammed in the cities, everyone's in the cities. There's no space. You fucking idiot! Of course there's space. You stupid, fucking idiots, man. And some of you British geezers with the flag, you guys are some of the stupidest fucking meathead monkeys on the planet. Because you're running with this, get them out, there's no houses. Oh, for ours. You fucking idiots. You know what space is in the country? The city's an experiment. It's death grounds, really. Grounds of death. Scripture says the city's going to be troubled. Mainly talking about America. But you're going to have the spirit of death going on through all these places. Because you're going to need a new world order. You're going to have to chip everybody. They need chaos. So there's a lot that's going to come down. Going down there, yeah.
Yeah, those cities, that's going to be the main grid that everyone's going to be fighting to keep a part of. You know, because when that MOTB drops, if you don't have that device within you, then you're not going to be able to take part in the grid and benefit off of the grid. You're not going to be able to go to the supermarket. You're not going to be able to work and, you know, be signed up to your, you know, NHS, the doctors, so on and so forth. That grid is going to be, you know, non-access to you, man. You know, so people are going to be fighting to be a part of that grid. You know, that abominable grid that's wrecking so many people's lives. You know, but that's what that, you know, CHIP is going to do. It's going to, you know, create that dividing line where people are going to have to make a decision. Am I going to take this? Am I not going to take this? Which many people are going to take it because they ain't got Yahweh Shai. They ain't got hope. So they're not going to see no other option but to take that device, man, so they can stay a part of that grid and receive them tokens.
There's quite a lot of movies that show that. Equilibrium kind of shows you. It's got the grid. It's got off the grid. They always got those where people are, you know, and then I think there was a show called Priest, if I'm not mistaken. And even Blade Runner, I think it's got a bit of that, where you got the on grid, and then off the grid you got these like rebel kind of people that are getting hunted down. I think that's what Blade Runner was about, actually, in a roundabout way. And you get hunted down by the like Judge Dredd motherfuckers because you ain't a part of the grid. So, this is what it is. This is where they're going with things, man. I think even that, you know what else shows you that that one with the faction Divergent or whatever it was called. Yeah, the army, they would go off the grid to like slay people. They were slaying people that weren't in that city. So that's what, if you ain't in the city on the grid with a chip, if you're one of these rebels, they want to kill you. So they're gonna have that spirit going on as well, because they know people are gonna rebel. You know, there's gonna be people that are gonna rebel. So that you know what they got for that? Death camps, internment. If they catch you, they bring you as to an internment camp. You know, last year I said you're gonna keep rebelling or you're gonna take this chip. It depends what they look at you. They might just put your head straight in that guillotine, or they'll ask you questions anyway. Your integrity will be tested.
Yeah.
You know.
Verse 7, 2 Corinthians 15. Therefore saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and the righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. Which we are, you know, crying out as pursuant to Ezekiel chapter 9, you know, to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. You know, when we make these videos, when we go out on the highways and the byways, this is us crying out to Yahweh Shem Yahushai for deliverance. And we're crying out because of the wickedness that's being executed upon the earth, man. You know, so that's an identifying mark, if you will, as to who's the elect in these last days, because the elect will be crying out. If you're not crying out, then you're definitely not a part of that election, man. You definitely don't see a problem with this society and the things that are being, you know, carried out in this world. You know? So crying out is an identifying mark as into who the Lord's people, the Lord's chosen actually are, man. And it says, I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and the righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually, because it's also happening in the heavens too. You know, the righteous souls are, you know, crying unto Yahweh Shem Yahushai to avenge, you know, their blood that's being slayed. And I think it also goes into that in Revelation, the 6th chapter, if I'm not mistaken. Verse 9, it says, and therefore, saith the Lord, I will surely avenge them and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and the punishment that Yahweh Hashem Yahushai shall bring upon it. And
you got it, man. We're gonna close out anyway.
Con. And it said, as before, showing you that it's not talking about ancient Egypt. This is talking about the new Egypt, which is Babylon the Great, which is America, man. And the Lord is going to bring about them plagues upon America, which is Babylon the Great, all over again. Okay? So this is the times that we're heading into. Verse 13, they that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail through the blasting in hell, and with all fearful consolation. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. And that's what we've been going into. How people are going to stand up against each other, nations standing up against each other with swords in their hands, because things are going to get violent. Okay? Scriptures also talk about, for the want of bread. All right? Things are going to get very, cold out here. Like it tells us in Matthew, the 24th chapter. People, their hearts are going to wax cold. It's going to be a dog environment. People are going to be slaying each other. This is the kind of atmosphere that the wicked elites of Esau Edom are mustering in these last days, man. This is what we're walking into.
It is right now. You even got the fucking government telling you, the British government telling you to stock up. It's actually, I think on their website, so
yeah,
they're telling you to stock up. But we had the other information that you brought out, but they're telling you stock up, so that it's all in the legislation. It's actually in whatever, I don't know if I'd say it's in the legislation or whatever it is, but it's there in the writings.
Yeah, it's officially there. So, yeah.
Right. So, we're at the door, bro. So, it's a high time to wake up out of sleep, and you know what I'm saying. That's pretty much what it is. Cause, bro, this is here, man. Real talk. This ain't, we're in 2010. We're in. This is right here. So,
right.
You gotta move with the signs of the times. You know what I'm saying?
That's it.
Move with the signs of the times, bro. Alright, we're gonna close out, yeah. So Lord willing, we're back on live and shit, bro. Catch you on the next show, man. You know what I'm saying? Shalom.
Shalom.